So if there's one thing I've learned, it's that you don't really need to spend a ton of money on a noise gate. For instance, I recently got this little guy right here, this Rowan noise gate. I managed to get it for free, which I'm really happy about. And even if I had to pay for it, it wouldn't be that big of a deal because it doesn't cost much. But after looking around online and seeing what other kind of noise gates are out there, I realized that it isn't really necessary to spend a lot. Now, I could be wrong about this. Maybe there are some reasons, practical reasons that other people would find out during a gig or something like that. But thus far, I've been pleasantly surprised by how effective some of these cheaper gates are. And I have more than one noise gate. Like I have, how many noise gates have I got? I think I have 3 noise gates. I have the ISP decimator, which is probably like the most famous noise gate that is out there. And I also have a electro-harmonic silencer. Now the silencer is cool because it has a return and send, which is something I haven't actually utilized yet. But the size of this and just the general quality of this little guy and just the hard and soft option, the threshold, as well as I like this LED too, it's kind of cool. It's a very decent noise gate that does exactly what it's supposed to. And one thing I really like about this noise gate too is the hard and soft switch on the top. I mentioned it in passing before. And what this does is it basically controls the attack and release of the noise gate. And I really appreciate that there's a difference between these two, because the hard, that's more for like, that's like a fast attack and a fast release. So it's gonna grab onto the signal very quickly and gate it very quickly. So this is great if you're trying to get like that very tight, clean, high gain sound. Those guys will usually have a noise gate with the attack very high, because you wanna grab onto that noise and that hiss and all the other undesirable sounds. You wanna grab onto them very quickly and drop it down to almost 0 right away. Whereas the soft setting, when you switch it down, that's gonna have more of a slow attack and a slower release. So it's gonna latch onto it a bit more slowly, and it's gonna let go of it a bit more slowly as well. So that's gonna be much better for, say, let's say you're jamming with a clean tone, you got some reverb and some delay, and you don't wanna gate that too quickly, right? Because it's gonna sound bad. It's not gonna sound good. So it's important to make that distinction between these two. And I think another cool thing I'd like to say about this thing too is just like, it's a bit heavy, it's true bypass, and also everything is high quality on this thing. Nothing about this pedal is low quality. I can't think of anything that's low quality about it. I guess the back is kind of, the print looks a bit weird. It's just like, I don't know, it's so big. That's the only negative thing I can say about this. They even managed to get the hole punched right in the center of it. So there's obviously an attention to detail there. So as you can see here, I'm just setting up my pedals right now. I'm using my Pedal Power 3 Plus with my Orange 35 RT, mic'd with the Shure SM57. Pretty standard setup. And the usual signal chain as well, a compressor, overdrive, distortion, then delay, chorus, reverb. And then I've also added my RC5 at the very end, just in case I want to decide to, make a loop and jam over it, which makes it a lot more fun for these videos. So I'm gonna demonstrate what I mean by the fast and slow attack and release. So we're gonna turn the DS1 on. So as you can see there, we got quite a bit of gain, right? But if we put it on fast attack, hit the noise gate, we have the threshold set low enough where it's gonna gate it right away. As you can see how it latches onto it fairly quick? However, let's make it a soft gate instead. You notice how it kind of gates it a little more slowly? Takes about a full second for it to gate, right? And we'll just do it one more time for demonstration's sake. It's a lot faster. So one works pretty well for, I would say, like reverb, when you got reverb, chorus, and delay on. See how it kind of gates it nicely like that? And then we do it, that's soft. So let's try it with the hard now. And you know what? Even with that, I found that there wasn't a huge difference there in that particular case, but I'm sure you get the idea. Ultimately, you can only expect so much from, you know, a hard and soft gate where you can't actually adjust the attack on it yourself, which is one thing I've noticed about noise gates. Like, I don't know why there isn't like more gates that have 4 parameters, like attack, release, threshold, and then attack, release, threshold, and I guess that's kind of it. Like, mostly 3 parameters. I feel like that would be enough. Like in the case of the the silencer, you got release, threshold, and reduction. But I mean, I think there should be an attack on this. I think that would make this a much better noise gate, in my opinion. And you know, if I were to redo, or if I were to have them make one for me, that's what I would ask for. I would ask for a gate with 4 parameters: reduction, threshold, release, and an attack on it as well. I'm sure some pedal manufacturer must have that, right? Let's turn off the reverb in the delay. I gotta turn this down a bit before I get evicted. By the way, if you're looking for something to practice, get my fretboard memorization cheat sheet from travelingguitarist.com/fretboard cheat sheet. What it is it's all the triads, the major and minor triads in every single key. Through the octave mapping technique and through a couple other techniques, you can actually just learn to memorize not only the notes of the fretboard, but you can also learn how to improvise in a bunch of different keys by understanding the the foundation of harmony, which is the triads, right? The foundation of chords. You can also sign up to my forum at forum.travelingguitarist.com. There you can chat with people about guitar and music and whatever else you'd like. Not too sure how I feel about that chorus today. Let's get we're gonna test out what I was talking about earlier. We're gonna get the soft gate happening there.